Based on a thought daughter, shaving is anti-feminist. D3 volleyball, D3 basketball player, D1 volleyball, D1 basketball player's son. Why did I make these three statements? What do they have to do with my video today? I want to talk. This video is about meaningless conversations, and I want to talk about meaningless conversations. Try your best to avoid them. Let me let me tell you why. In the case like those three topics I explained, those aren't. When I mean meaningless, I don't mean like just fun hypothetical conversations. No, what these conversations give off a performative woke or progressive, just being performatively woke or progressive, right? It gives off the illusion of being woke, but in reality, it's not. And ultimately, engaging with these conversations, you're going to encounter stupid people. So it's not only going to waste your time, it's just kind of going to ruin your mood. I don't mean to say stupid, but frankly, they kind of are. And I'm kind of going to break down these talking points a little bit. So I'll start off with the women shaving is anti-feminist. It's not. It's not, man. Like the textbook definition of feminism is just equality of man and woman, and I do support that. I do support that. So this is not me going against feminism, but that statement is not. Women shaving is not anti-feminist. Now, do I do agree with this. It is kind of part of the patriarchy because it is a part of the women's beauty standard to have shaved legs, or just like to shave in general. Not I'm saying legs for the sample, but it can be like just shaving in general. Body hair can be considered unattractive on a woman. I personally don't care, but some men do. Um, I will say it is part of the patriarchy, but a woman choosing to shave, no matter what her reasoning is, sensory issues, or she just wants to shave, it is not anti-feminist. The goal, the textbook definition of feminism is social and economic equality between men and women. It is not anti-feminist for a woman to do, no matter what her reasoning is. She can shave if she wants to. I'm standing up for women, bro. Let's go, bro. Um, and I want to talk about the second conversation. Um, division Division three basketball player's son or Division one volleyball player's son. This one's pretty new and recent. I haven't seen this one as often, but I did see it before. And dear God, it is a say the least. It is a stupid conversation. it is very meaningless of a conversation. At least with the first point, with the first conversation I brought up, it presents itself as progressive or woke. It, it tries to have substance. This conversation doesn't have substance. It really just comes from a notion that people that men that play volleyball are like sassy or something, like or feminine. I don't. I don't see how playing. Besides like cheerleading, I don't see like how playing a sport is feminine of any nature or any kind. Like I don't know, bro. It's just hyper masculine niggas that don't know what they talking about and giving bull. That's that's what that conversation. This was the easiest one because this one wasn't even a conversation. You just being stupid. Um, Gates on the fight, daughter. this is a very popular one. Like I think this is a very popular conversation, and I think even like my parents, or I'll say my mom. I don't know so much about my dad. I don't think my dad cares. But I think my mom would even know about this conversation, or at least have heard about it. Gay son or father daughter. I talked about this briefly on TikTok that these two, gay son and father daughter, are just normal kids, bro. They're normal kids, bro. Especially gay son. Not you cannot twist. You cannot make any type of point. Gay son is abnormal or whatnot. Gay son is just a regular kid. Now the thing with father daughter, right? I did say this about father daughter. If they're like not an adult, it's obviously wrong. There's obviously a lot wrong with that. We do not need our daughters being thoughts. Underage thoughts. We do not need that. We do not need. We do not need that. I do not need to explain why that's bad. But I did make the counter argument that if they are adults, they live on their own. It's not too much of a big deal because they're adults. They're grown. They aren't doing anything illegal. Like they're not doing that kind of stuff and they're messing with kids or whatever. It's consensual. Not a big deal. But I did say if it did if they're like underage, then thought daughter would be a problem. If not, just a normal daughter. 6 minutes. Video 7 minutes. I'm gonna add like a bonus. I'm gonna add a little fourth bonus. Now this one isn't like a statement. It's more so a drama that caused a conversation. And it still falls into the category of meaningless conversation, so I'm not going off track. You don't have to worry about that. It's the OJ and Playboy Max situation. By the time of recording, this situation did kind of die out. No one really cares anymore. But during its peak, bro, it was just a stupid. It was just stupid. Man. It was just fake. It was just performative woke people trying to have a voice, saying like, "Oh, OJ was right, nigga. Playboy Max is demon, bro. Bro, that nigga a demon. He fucking up the kids, bro. He making the kids gay, man." Oh, bro, Playboy Max not making your kid gay, bro. Being gay is natural. And about Black Boy Max being gay, it's not a problem if he is. And secondly, I'll just say he's like flamboyant. Like, and there's been a lot of flamboyant men in history that are great. Like Prince is a Michael Jackson, and especially Prince, bro. Especially Prince, bro. Like, think of flamboyant Prince, bro. But yeah, but that's so cool. But being flamboyant, being I guess being just a feminine. I cannot get the words out of my mouth. It's been a while since I recorded myself. I guess like dressing girly or doing girly things as a man isn't gay. Because at the end of the day, um, you can do girly things and still like girls. You know what I'm saying? Those those type of things don't determine sexuality, right? And even if it was gay, not a problem with being gay. And thirdly, I want to go. I kind of want to talk about specifically the kid argument. Like Max is pushing a gay agenda on kids. First of all, no, he's not. Secondly, for the sake of argument, if he is, why the hell is your kid watching Playboy Max game? I'm not going to say you failed as a parent. That's kind of disrespectful to you as a parent. Game. Why is your kid watching Playboy Max game? teens up to young adults should be watching Playboy Max, bro. Your kid should not be watching Playboy Max. Your kid is watching Playboy Max, or just like any streamer within that realm in general. No, your kid should not be watching that. Even prior, even prior to the controversy, your kid should not be watching that. No streamer university should be watching that. Watching no kid should be watching that kind of stuff in general. And I get you can't control what your kids watch all the time, but if that's a big concern, the kids, you can monitor your kids. Yeah. Um. So, what's my message? What's my message? What was the point of this video? Yeah, just try to avoid like meaningless conversations within the internet. A lot of them sprout out. It can happen in a whim, and those conversations are just meant to provoke you, not in a good way. Like, not like thought provoking in a good way. Like, it's kind of like changing how you think or making you think deeper. No, it's just rage bait. It's just slop, and don't really engage in those conversations because you're doing a lot better. Like, you can be focusing on yourself, your community, or you can be asking questions that are helpful, that are meaningful. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. And I'll see y'all in the next video when I get the chance to record.